Hey, Tony Gaskins here. I apologize, I didn't get to do a video yesterday. Just was ripping and running and end up going to a game. The reason why I go to the games because I bought the tickets before the season. So it's kind of like if I don't go, it's wasted money. And I went with my mentee and we had us a good talk, 2 hours there, 2 hours back. And I got a message from a young lady, and I know she was just kind of just talking, just joking, but it could be taken seriously. And when I posted the game, she responded, "Tony, you always at a game. How about shooting more YouTube videos?" And I shoot a video about every day. I probably miss 2-3 days out the month, but and I understand she was probably just being facetious. I don't know what that means, but we'll use it right there. But it does, it speaks to when you start to give and serve, you have to be consistent. But when you being consistent, nobody really gives to the giver. And when I say nobody, I don't mean not a single person, but I mean the consensus on average. Nobody gives to the giver. Nobody serves the server. Nobody leads the leader, because like how people say, oh, who do you talk to for therapy? Who do you go to for therapy or for coaching? It's like, even the person I go to, then who do they go to? It come to a point to where somebody is not going to have somebody. And a lot of people don't understand that because, you don't understand it when you're not there. And I used to say stuff and I used to spout stuff off and I used to criticize and critique people. And I try my best not to do that because you never really know what a person going through until you walk in their shoes. And to be honest with you, I can't really, me being a coach, I understand human nature. And I understand how clinicians work. I understand how humans work. And you can't put your trust in a human. And so when you go to a coach or when you go to a counselor, a therapist, a pastor, 99.9% of the time, your business will be told to somebody. Even if it's just their spouse or their best friend. And their best friend doesn't know who you are. So your story might just be entertaining to the best friend. And I know there's those holier than thou and those righteous individuals who will cry out from the mountaintops, "That's not true. I don't tell anyone my client's business. I don't even tell my husband. I don't even tell my wife." And, congratulations. Great job. Glad to know that. Did not ask you that. If not talking to you, not talking to you. But just when you work with humans and you've been in the trenches and you've been serving humans for just one-on-one, you've been serving humans for 15 years, you get to see and you get to learn a lot about people. So for me, it's like when I have problems, all I could go to is my wife. There's really not a safe space for me to go to. And a lot of people don't understand that. It don't make a lot of sense, but you got to understand my brand is as big as or bigger than any therapist in the country. When you put, all of social media together and just being human, that will be intriguing to somebody. If somebody who serves the world comes to you and tells you all their business, you're not talking to God. You're not talking to a robot. You're talking to a human. A human is going to be intrigued. I have to admit, as a life coach, I'm not doing one-on-one sessions, and I haven't done for some time now, but except for the people who had booked last year into this year. But it is intriguing being a coach. Like, a lot of people try to act so, stoic and emotionless and they don't feel, but it is very intriguing being a coach, hearing all these different stories, all these different walks of life. It makes you grateful for your own problems. It makes you grateful for your own pain, for your own stress, because you realize everybody got it going, something going on in everybody's life. And it is intriguing. It is like how you watch reality TV or listen to the crime podcast or what. That's what coaching is like. It's like, whoa, wow, you went through that happened. And so me being human and knowing that I can keep a secret, knowing that I don't run and tell everything that I hear, me knowing that, but knowing what I had to do to get to that place, knowing how much growth I had to go through, and knowing that growth is not common, knowing that sacrifice is not common. I can't really, I would have to go to a therapist and say I do construction, and I would have to go in regular clothes. Nothing could look nice. I would have to go to like a 70-year-old white guy in my city, because odds are a 70-year-old white guy is not in my following, so he will have no clue. So if I say I do construction, but then he can't really help me, because what I do in my life is what will send me into a place of deep thought and deep work. And so me personally, I'm not the type of person that ever claims, depression and stuff like that, because that stuff is very real. So I don't speak it. I don't speak that on myself. I don't claim that. But the purpose of this video is not to, heard a guy say a lot of celebrities doing something called sad fishing, where they coming online and they saying that they're depressed, and that post gets more interaction and gets more play than any of their other posts whenever they post about being sad. And so that's something that I never want to do. And so whenever I'm, and not sad, but whenever I'm seeing things in the spiritual realm, I'm going through things in life, I'm learning, I'm growing, I try to share every lesson. And the purpose of this lesson and what I want to let you know is that it's okay to lean on God. It's okay to take your 2-week vacation and to put your phone down and to get up every day and have a routine, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and go on a walk. Or if you fasting, and go on a walk and be unreachable. It's okay to text your friends and family, say, I'm gonna be unreachable for a day. It's okay to rest. It's okay to reset. It's okay. It is okay to feel. It's okay to go through. And while you're going through, get the lesson. It's okay. And I just want to share that with you, and let you know that. And so I'm gonna be writing my next book, which will be one of many to come. It's nothing too major. Just talking about, from a husband perspective, what I've learned about what it takes to be a husband. And this book will help women identify a man with husband qualities, a man who can be a husband. No husband will be perfect. We all are imperfect. But if I was saying I was perfect, I'd be living a lie. It's a whole lot my wife could tell you that'll have your chin hit your foot, of just me not being there emotionally, me being emotionally unintelligent, me being emotionally weak, mentally weak, me struggling, in life, love, business. If my wife wrote her tell-all book, it'll be a whole lot of like, man, I ain't know Tony will go through that or have went through that, or nobody is gonna be perfect. And if anybody wrote a tell-all on any of us, can you imagine what that would read like? And so in every season, you got to be willing to grow. You got to be willing to pause. You got to be willing to learn. I'm gonna be gone next month for a few days writing my book. And but even this week right now, I canceled an interview. I'm taking my son to practice. Canceled another recording, just to spend some time with myself. And me, because I do 1 hour, 2 hour videos, me talking for 10, 15 minutes, it's not work. It don't really pull on me or drain on me. But I also understand tomorrow is not promised. So as I learn a lesson, I share a lesson, because that's a part of my calling. It's a part of my purpose. But one thing I'll say, whether you joking, whether you being facetious, whether you whatever, when you see somebody that's serving, when you see somebody that's giving, when you see somebody that's leading, that's loving, understand what they're doing and understand it's a sacrifice. And don't ask more of that person. Don't ask more of your pastor. Don't ask more of your mom. Don't ask more of your teacher, your professor. Don't ask more of people that's leading you, loving you, supporting you, sharing with you, and helping you in your life. Like, it's a high calling. It's a heavy burden. It's a huge purpose. And so instead, try to lighten the load instead of making the load heavier. And I want to say thank you to the people who support me on that next level, meaning joining the Blessed Tribe, joining the Blessed Business Tribe, joining Patreon. For those of you who send me a cash out without me soliciting that. I've never said on here, send me a cash out. But somehow at some point, my cash app got out and the moderators share it. And somebody may send me $1 and I pray over it and say, thank you, Lord, bless this person. And then other people send larger amounts. And sometimes somebody will send me a blessing and it'll floor me, because it's not like I'm not on here poor mouthing. I'm not on here begging. Like, people see that I'm blessed and they still will bless me. And that's why I pray blessings over those people. And I want to say thank you, because sometimes we ignore the 99 supporters and we just pay attention to the one hater. So I want to say thank you to my supporters, and just understand I'm in a season of right now of just going to the next level, just growing emotionally, spiritually, mentally, growing as a husband, growing as a father, growing as a son, as a brother, as a friend, as a confidant, as a mentor. I'm growing. And I just posted on Patreon a little post, and I post them little daily thoughts when it hit me. I posted this title, Growing Pains. And that's why it's called Growing Pains, because it hurt to grow. It's not easy. You're going to go through some things. You may lose some people. You may lose some things. And I'm going to tell you, the devil out here busy. He working, and we got to stay prayed up. Got to stay locked in and focused on what God called us to. So, hey, God bless you. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support. We'll talk soon.